So, welcome to this talk. My name is Alexander Bell, and this talk is entitled How to Deal with Social Conflict. So, as humans with an ego, we have an inbuilt tendency to judge other people. We can get upset with their words and actions, and a sense of hostility arises within our heart towards them. This feeling of hostility is fueled by our negative thoughts about that person, remembering the things they said or did, picturing them in our mind as a certain kind of person whom we dislike. When we do this, we completely forget any good qualities that person might have, and we focus only on their mistakes, on their ego, which is dysfunctional by its very nature. And of course, people rarely consistently behave in the way that we think they should. So we have to accept that because of their ego, their neuroses, their fears, emotions, insecurities and general conditioning, people will never think, speak and behave to our standards. We are all flawed in this way. And I know I am stating the glaringly obvious, but it's important to see that our ego is very unforgiving when it comes to the behavior and character of other people. This reveals a lot to us about the nature of the ego. It has a strong tendency, to focus only upon the faults and ignore the rest. So this is why it is very important that we develop a forgiving nature that is willing to let go of judgment, fault-finding, criticism, and our own past pain. Now I know this is not easy, because our ego requires drama to feed upon. It wants conflict, it wants to battle and score points of other people. But for the sake of our own heart and soul, it is essential that we learn to let go of the ego, to ignore what it wants us to do, what it wants us to think, and what it wants us to say. Yes, people will undoubtedly offend us, disrespect us, and hurt us, sometimes intentionally, but usually unintentionally. And it's how we respond to such things that determines the degree to which we grow and evolve. And it's vital now that we all do grow and evolve. If we can learn to let go of the anger, disappointment, and hurt, our heart can heal. But if we are unwilling to forgive and forget, our heart simply will not be able to open to the degree which it needs to, and we will prolong our own suffering. There is a saying which goes something like this: holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So if we are angry with someone and we wish suffering upon them, what is actually occurring within our own heart while we do this? Well, love is not there, that's for sure. And in its place is the more toxic energy of resentment. Now, it's impossible to comprehend the profound spiritual consequences of feeding such energies in our heart with our hostile thinking. To say it is detrimental is a colossal understatement. Yet when our thoughts are caught up in judgment and anger, we believe we are in the right. This is the delusion of the ego, whose sole purpose seems to be to keep us separate from love and exert control over our reality. Love and control do not go hand in hand, because love always offers freedom to others. The absence of love from our heart is the cause of all of our suffering, even though we get so used to being in that state and we just accept it as the norm. We may not be in pain, but we are separate from the most important force in the universe, the force that our heart has been designed to have flowing through it. It's like a dried up riverbed. It offers no nourishment whatsoever. But we get used to it being that way. And we get used to seeking for nourishment from external sources which are in fact incapable of giving us what we truly need. There is just no substitute for the love that should be flowing through our heart. Instead, people get hooked on things like power, attention from others, consumerist pleasures, drugs, and even food in their deep need to fill the yawning gap left by love. But they can never truly be satisfied. And we all know this intuitively. We all know that we need love flowing through our heart. This is why it is absolutely essential that we forgive all of those people whom we feel have wronged us or hurt us. Because while we are angry or offended, we harbour the desire to punish those whom we deem responsible for our pain. And while we are doing this, love cannot be present. Love and punishment are at completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Forgiving someone means ceasing to want to punish them. Because while we are wanting to punish them, our heart is poisoned with the seeds of anger and hatred. Even if we feel we are totally justified in our position of offence or anger, it is our ego which convinces us that we are justified to hold on to anger and to desire to punish the other. But we are literally holding on to suffering, and we have to let it go. We need to let the anger and offence pass. Let the angry thoughts leave our mind and invite in thoughts of forgiveness instead. Yes, this can be very challenging to do, but it is essential for everyone involved, but most importantly, for you. We need to decide in our mind, I want to stop punishing this person. I want to have peace in my heart. I want to forgive them. If you can make that decision in the midst of anger, hurt, offence, pain, resentment, and so on, then a profound change will occur in your heart, and the river of love will begin to flow once more. Love will return and bring the deep nourishment that we all so desperately need. So thank you for listening to this brief talk, and if you'd like to read my free book called How to Live in Love, then just visit my website, which is alexanderbell.org, and there you will also find all the music I've composed over the past 20 years, also free to download. You'll find several hundred of my articles which I've written over the past 6 or 7 years. You will find videos and several internet radio stations full of deeply beautiful music, and that's all at alexanderbell.org. So thank you for listening. I wish you well, and God bless you.